If you're in the market for a new GPU, should you consider possibly getting a used or open box GPU? Let's find out. Hey guys, Tiago with Classical Technology here. Thank you for joining me once again for another video. I want to thank all my recent subscribers. We finally passed 3,000. Please subscribe if you enjoy my content. Smash that like button. Leave a comment below. I want to know if you guys would ever consider buying a used or open box GPU. Recently, I had an experience buying an open box GPU. Now, the last 2 years or so of the GPU market definitely has been a weird one. Before the RTX GPUs came out, we had the 1080, 1080 Ti, 1060, etc. Now, it became really funny when Bitcoin mining became really popular and other cryptocurrency mining. For a while, everything was normal, prices were normal. You could walk into like Micro Center or even Best Buy, and most likely you'd be able to find whatever GPU you were looking for. From a 1060 to a 1080 Ti to a Titan, whatever you wanted, you could generally find it. Now, something really weird happened when the cryptocurrency boom occurred, and all of a sudden GPUs became sparser and sparser. I saw with my own eyes, even at Micro Center, all the good GPUs would just get completely bought up. If one day they had a bunch of 1080 Ti's, by the next day they'd be completely sold out, even of 1080s, 1070s. It's not really normal behavior. Usually, especially the most expensive graphics cards, most people, a regular consumer, they're not really gonna buy them that quickly. You'll see them on the shelf. They may be sold out when they first come out. Now, what does that mean for us, for the gamers on the secondary market? Well, everything that goes up must also come down, and down it did. So all that hype about cryptocurrency definitely quieted down a really, really large amount, especially around the time that the RTX series came out. Now, one lasting effect, it seems like the RTX cards were in general much more expensive than their GTX counterparts. For example, the 2080 Ti is over, $1,100, while the 1080 Ti used to be around $700. So that's a pretty big difference. It's almost like the 2080 took place of the Titan, but there's also a Titan now that's well over $2,000. So I think a lot of this price happened because of cryptocurrency mining. It brought up all of the prices on the secondary market when it was occurring, just because you would walk into a store, like I said, and you wouldn't find anything at all on the shelves. Even the crappiest video cards after a while just completely disappeared. And what does that mean for us today in 2020 on the used market? For a while, a lot of people were a little bit apprehensive to buy a used graphics card. One of the biggest questions that you would ask if you were buying one, let's say on eBay or even somebody on locally, you would ask, was this card ever mined on? And people are just worried that their new graphics card investment is just not really going to last that long. Now, it is true that a lot of people that were mining with their cards, generally they would undervolt the cards and the cooling, unless they were really putting them in mining cases or something like that with really restricted airflow. Generally, they wanted to keep the heat low, so they would undervolt them and keep the cooling decent. So that's not as big of an issue as it would seem. But still, you don't want to buy a graphics card that's been mined with. Now, I think most of that era of people selling off their mining equipment is over. So if you're buying a graphics card in 2020 on the used market, most likely it's just a gamer that sold it to upgrade or for whatever reason. So I wouldn't really be too afraid of that because the cryptocurrency prices have been much lower for a while now. You don't even have to go to the used market necessarily to get a really nicely priced GPU. Recently, I had an experience with Micro Center, who they sell, open box products all the time. I was able to get a 2080 for the Win 3 for around, it was like $520 or something like that, which is an awesome price because this card was much more expensive new. So you're saving $200 to $300. Now, it's not the newest 2080 Super, but in this case, I needed it for a specific build that I just wanted a 2080 to be able to test against the other graphics cards. So it worked really well for me. And if you go buy a 2080 Super brand new now, you're going to be spending spending upwards of $700 to $800. So it's definitely a tremendous price difference. Now, generally, when a GPU is open box, it means that somebody bought it and perhaps within like the 30-day return period or something like that, they returned it. Or who knows, maybe it was in their warehouse and it's an older GPU and they're just selling it as an open box for whatever reason. And some places will even test the GPU just to make sure it's working. Maybe somebody returned it and they didn't say that it was broken. Maybe they just regretted it, or they upgraded. So there are many different reasons, and you can snag up a really good deal. Now, I've seen open box items on Amazon. You can get like Amazon, warehouse deals or Newegg, and of course your local Micro Center. Now, your mileage may vary. While you are going to save a lot of money generally, the condition could really be up for grabs. Like, you don't know exactly what you're getting. The good thing is, if you buy it at a place like Micro Center, which is a local store, before I bought this 2080, I asked them to bring it out so I could take a look at it. So I visually inspected it just to make sure there weren't any, damage or any major warning signs that would tell me to avoid it. But it looked pretty much brand new. The box was all intact. Of course, it was open, but that's to be expected. Obviously, somebody used it, but there were no real signs of use. So whoever used it maybe just for a short period of time. And of course, I wouldn't really know if it works perfectly until I brought it home and tested. And that's exactly what I did, and I had absolutely no issues. So you get pretty much what was the highest end 2080 at the time. The 4013 is a fantastic graphics card. You're going to get it for a price that's cheaper than a 2070 Super. Now, a 2070 Super has performance almost getting up to a 2080, but a 2080 4013 is still going to have a better PCB, better cooling, so it's going to have better performance than most 2070 Super cards. And even if you get a 2070 Super 4013, which is going to be more equally balanced in terms of the cooling performance and PCB, I think in general the 2080 is still going to be up ahead a little bit. Plus, you're going to be a lot cheaper, so you're saving a lot of money for something that's just gently used or sometimes not even used at all. So to answer the question, should you buy a used GPU or an open box GPU? Yes, view it as a case-by-case basis. Like if you're buying off somebody from eBay, make sure you see the pictures, the condition. If it falls within sort of the budget you want to spend and the condition seems fair for what that seller is asking, go ahead and buy it. In most cases, you may still have a warranty from the manufacturer. Like if you buy an EVGA card from Micro Center and it's open box, you're still going to have that warranty from EVGA, and you're going to have the return period at Micro Center. So if something's wrong with it, you don't really have to worry. Go back and get your money back or exchange it for something else. Same thing if you buy it off somebody like on eBay or something like that. You can just get your money back. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Smash that like button. Remember to subscribe if you enjoy my content, and I'll see you guys on the next video.